welcome back everyone to our decently going invasion of Soviet Russia. As you can see, we've made a pretty decent push here in just a few months. England is quiet. Africa is heavily in our favor. A ton of Italian divisions there. Ethiopia was lost, but it looks like Italy is trying to push back a little. India is under a small but effective Japanese invasion. Pacific Islands, pretty much solely in the hands of the Japanese. This militia unit has been taking over Vietnam one province at a time for the past year or so. China looking good. Russo-Japanese front looking pretty good in our favor. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant. There's not a lot over there to really worry about. But it's nice to see the Japanese making progress. Have an allied objective set for Gibraltar because we really don't want to lose that. USA conspicuously out of the war, but they're going to be joining soon, I'd imagine. Probably gonna... AI Japan is probably gonna Pearl Harbor the USA. And this front is looking pretty good. We've got a very strong push going. We're coming up on Odessa. I had to back off a bit here because I overextended my front. Romania, unfortunately, not able to join. You can see why I thought it'd be useful to have them in the Axis from the start, but it didn't work out that way. Which unfortunately isn't letting Bulgaria get to the front, which they don't have a ton of troops, but every unit counts. Hungary not really helping out either. It'd be nice if they could come through, but I think they're a little worried about Romania. Our northern front, which was my biggest worry, is actually looking great. We might have a somewhat clear path up to Leningrad, which would be real nice. We've lost roughly 100 manpower since the wars began, but that's with me producing quite a few units. So, overall, I'd say we're doing very well. So I'm going to unpause. I'm going to let the timer tick here and kind of see where we're at. We are losing a couple fights, but nothing too much to worry about. Definitely areas I can reinforce. This is another reason, or the same reason why this menu is so important. You can see how combats are going. Very important. Alright. Really like to make it to Leningrad. I'm gonna try and encircle these units here. May just beat these armies into Ergli. Let's see. Perfect. I have a cavalry unit rushing up to capture these ports, which won't make a huge difference, but it may help with supply. We've got Italian paratroopers walking through Poland for some reason. I guess this is technically Russia. Latvia. important to be very mobile when you're microing. It's something that everyone always complains about, is the microing on this front. But I found it's not that difficult as long as you're consistently checking all of your fronts and playing at a speed that is reasonable. You don't want to play above speed 2, I would say. And that even that's kind of pushing it. Oh, that's fine. Again, that was a tactical retreat to kind of shore up this line here. Intentional. And as I've said, try not to forget about units. It's very easy to do. Normally I try to encircle cities, but there's only one garrison unit here, so I feel like I can probably just take it without much trouble. Kind of hemorrhaging supplies. I should probably devote some IC. But I do have 50 coming off in the next month, so we're gonna just continue to hemorrhage supplies. It's alright. Gonna keep pushing this cavalry unit all the way up to Lenin to deny the Soviets air bases and ports. And we've crossed this river in multiple fronts, multiple places, which will allow us to push on the Soviet advance pretty well. Again, that's fine. Push back here. We don't want to get these mechanized troops engaged in combat, rather, until their organization is decent, at least. Small pocket here, but no troops. Try to circle up to this river as fast as possible, and maybe we can lock these troops in. So 3 units 8 width. There we go. 4 units 10 width. Gonna add one more decent unit there. That should turn that mostly in our favor. Strong attack there. We're gonna hit it with heavy tanks. we being attacked from is the question. Pretty strong units, that actually shouldn't be much of a problem. Again, our order of battle is all kinds of messed up, but as long as you're following up with it as quickly as possible, it shouldn't give you too much trouble. Trying to move some of these planes forward, but there are not very many good bases in this area. So that's a bad attack. Try to get some marine. Let's bring the tank in. So that shored up that a little better. It'd be nice if we could get some air support. I think I can probably bomb. Yeah, that is a very strong attack as well. We can probably bring in our mechanized units. And we also need to start bringing these troops up to reach this line and hopefully cut down towards Odessa and cut off all these troops between the Black Sea and the Romanian border. We just have to be careful that we don't overextend. It's going to be close. We can probably do it with these mechanized units. We also have a ton of units here that are not doing anything. We need to split them up a little. Where's Moscow? Still a long ways off, obviously. There's a big cluster of units. That'll be an excellent spot. We can get over there, we'll be able to... Oh, look at all these HQs. That should be fine. Losing this battle. Tanks are out of organization. So kind of a rough patch here. But we may be able to circle around and trap those units. And we're going to bring our mechanized units into the fight for the first time. They should be fairly powerful. They should steamroll these guys, actually. Anti-tank and these, unfortunately. There they are. There we go. As you can see, these mechanized units making quick work of these Soviet divisions. We're going to try to make a beeline for Odessa. Try to slow those guys down so they can't escape. Keep pushing south and try an encirclement. Two-pronged encirclement, actually, so if the first one doesn't work, we can try to push down here and lock these guys in. Then if that doesn't work, we're going to try and push down here and lock everyone in. That'll make it much more difficult for the Soviets to escape. Kind of dropped the ball on that one. Oh, so we have an encirclement here that I missed. But we should be able to save those units with this battle here. City is undefended, so we're going to try and take that. One there, we should have our unit saved. What we're going to try and do is lock these tank divisions in. It's going to be risky, but I think it'll work. Because, well, actually, we already won this fight here, so it's not going to be risky at all. It's a done deal. And that event is because we're doing so well against the Soviets, that'll give them a lot of bonuses, which isn't great for us, but not much we can do about it. And we've seized Lenin, which is great. Still have this cavalry unit running around. We're gonna have him just capture these bases, then return. Oh, he is under attack now, unfortunately. That's okay. Have this infantry unit bail him out. Just keep moving north. Keep advancing our front. Now what you want to do, you always want to try to consolidate your fronts, so that you have less units. Like this is good. You have less provinces. He has 3 provinces, and I have 2, so it's easier for me to defend. And my units are more condensed, which is, which is beneficial because it allows me to consolidate my strength rather than be spread out, which is obviously the weaker position. Until he can attack 45 hours. Try. Hopefully we can win this battle, because getting pushed back it'd be an inconvenience. It wouldn't be a big deal, but retreating across the line here. Honestly, the hardest part is just for keeping everybody moving. So you have a big stack here that probably doesn't need to be a big stack. Probably move some of these troops around and get a better front going. But it's also good to not have everyone attacking at once. That way people have organization, they have supplies. Beneficial. Alright, gonna try and edge out a little bit here. Couple weak attacks here. Let's reinforce. Bam. This one here, so we're gonna stop that attack by attacking. Classic move. Big push. Now we're up to 23% surrender progress. Not, you know, the best, but not bad. We need to complete this salient here. Ideally by surrounding Odessa, which I actually should be able to do right here. Yeah, that should be easy to take. Some fairly serious supply issues. I'm moving a little too fast for my units, which isn't, I mean, it's not good, but there are worse problems to have. Trying to move him closer to the front now. You know you're doing well when your 5 stars are getting a little too far in front. That's actually a bad attack anyway. Good push here. We're going to leave that cavalry unit in this port. We're going to push across the line here. I have no idea what this paratrooper plans on accomplishing, but more power to him. And again, just try to keep everybody moving. Attack here, that's not going great. So we have encircled Odessa. We are being attacked here on multiple fronts, but we're going to relieve that attack through our general strategy of attacking, as usual. Gotta love it when pop-ups appear while you're clicking on something. Let's see. Reinforcements are going in there. That should win us that. Winning here. All this is looking good. Alright, great. Very nice. Notice this will appear, it's because they're low infrastructure, we won't get that. It'll just sit there. It's not a huge deal. It's kind of annoying sometimes. right, so our HQ has moved into a slightly more advantageous position. Let's see. Losing this fight here, we should reinforce, counterattack. And then same thing, we're going to do that here as well. And that'll solve that problem. So now these units are pretty much trapped. They might escape there, but we're going to attack them to try and stop that from happening. So they did the same thing to us. They attacked in order to prevent this unit from moving over here. Fortunately, we're going to actually win this, which is less useful than just maintaining, but I'm not going to stop the attack. Oh, they're so close. So I will initiate an assault on Odessa. They've been surrounded, but... Where did I lose a province? Here? They're retreating. Dagda? Oh, oh, there? Strange. There must be a link between those two provinces that I can't see. And remember, we're going to try and leave troops in ports as often as possible. We don't want to abandon this, we don't want to abandon our attack. Oops. Yeah, that'll happen. Again, it's one of those things where you might think you should have to worry about it, but it'll be fine. They'll get supplies. We are out of fuel. That's not what you want to see. They'll get it. Ah, that'll do it. And that's what happens when your HQs get kind of out of whack. But they're getting fuel. They'll get there. Ooh, large attack here. And we took Odessa. Fantastic. Yeah, there's going to be units in poor supply. We are in Russia. The infrastructure is god-awful. Trying to make progress on this stack here. Get everyone across the river. Very nice. I didn't see that river crossing before I attacked there. That's okay though. We may be able to get around them. Unlikely though. It's gonna have to gruel this out, I think. Gonna have to sacrifice some production. We're gonna send our tanks on a mission to Leningrad here. Ideally, there will be no resistance, but we'll see. Very nice. Oh, they've moved. Yeah, they've moved those headquarters. Still looking good here. Gonna start attacking, try to just push them back into the sea. Ah, that's no good. Oh. Making our move on Leningrad. So we are suffering a few defeats here and there, but overall doing very well. Looking pretty good there. Let's take a quick pause, see how we're doing. 26% surrender progress. Not great, but it's Russia. As you can see, victory points scattered throughout. We are on the border of Leningrad, which would be a nice pickup. Stalingrad's down here somewhere, isn't it? Where are we? Where the hell is Stalingrad? My Russian geography apparently a bit lacking. I swore it was down here somewhere. Hope I apologize to my college history professor. He would be ashamed. War in India, stalemated, it looks like probably a supply issue. War in northern Manchukuo, looking good. Australia, looking about the same. And Italy taking back Ethiopia, that's great. And Spain holding on to Gibraltar, and northern Africa is covered. The Mediterranean is 100% Axis occupied, except of course for Turkey. Very close to inviting Romania to the Axis. Alright, let's keep moving here. This is kind of a dangerous situation. But I think we'll be okay. Again, pushing them into right into the ocean. No quarter given. We have taken Leningrad, which is great. Combat not going so great on this side. We need to keep pushing north to try and pull troops from this front down. Middle pocket looking good, trying to get to Homel here. Homel, probably, more likely pronunciation. To split some of these troops up. They are not being very effective here. We also really need to cross this river to pull all these troops across. So what we're going to do is we're going to move these troops up here and make a push across this border. Tons of upgrades about to hit. That's going to be tough to deal with. But it's going to give our troops the edge, it looks like. Once we're researching 1942 techs. And our 1942 doctrines are all going to go in right now. So we're gonna be short a little bit until, well, not for long, luckily. But we want to get those going right away. We're going to try to cut off the Finnish border, perhaps even liberate Finland. If I can spare the troops. They may not have much there, so it might not be difficult at all. So this is a tough fight. We really need to get across this river, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. This looks like a good opportunity. Same here. Good attacks all across our front. Again, we gotta try to move these HQs up. Tough with the current situation because they're just so split up. So losing a fight here, definitely don't want that. Or in the north looking very good. And very good push just made. Nice little pouch in their line. This unit is very low on supplies, but I think we can afford to start attacking. These units have to be very hurt. Yeah, so this stack is going to get wiped out. Not nice encirclement. It's been lacking a little bit as far as encirclements go, but it's tough out here. They have way more troops than us. Strong attack. Enough to get reinforcements in ASAP, which probably means pushing here. Alright, not bad, not bad. Now we want to try to spearhead and form some sort of a break in their lines here. Fall of Leningrad. Very nice. We can invite Romania to our faction. Let's do it. It might be too little too late, but that'll free up all these Hungarian troops. It'll let Bulgaria push up through. Now this encirclement frees up a ton of troops to go to this border. We're going to try to keep a unit there. This is going spectacularly. It's only August. We have until December for Pearl Harbor. Soviet Union is at 41% surrender progress. Leningrad is a huge loss to them. We are going to keep pushing. Gonna try and free Finland soon. You're gonna try to not attack with units with low organization so they can regain. Got some units dragging behind. Let's fill those gaps in. See what we've got. Well, let's push up into Finland. These are mostly cavalry. These are terrible units. Romanian Navy might actually help out, which would be interesting and useful. Wonderful, consolidating the front. Might be able to cross. Well, oh wait, I was gonna try to cross this river, but I don't think that'd be in our best interest. Let's see. Losing this fight here, but we have reinforcements coming in. Very close to losing that, but reinforcements got there in time. We're gonna push down here, try to relieve the pressure on this unit. You can see this province is sticking out and is surrounded by 3 units. That's a tough province. You don't want one province facing 3. You want mostly even numbers, or 2 that can help each other against multiple ones. Generally, you want to outnumber the enemy provinces. That's He's low on organization. We're probably going to lose this fight unless this unit can get here quickly. Which we did wind up getting there in time, so we're going to actually just push right back on them. And hopefully chase them out of that province. Alright, front's looking good. Gonna kind of boink our upgrades a bit, but that's okay. So many upgrades needed. But once we get those, our troops are gonna be seriously a force to be reckoned with. Alright, everything looking good here. Now we are beginning our push towards liberating Finland, which only has a few victory points. We are approaching Moscow. I mean, that's in relative terms since this is Russia, but alright, let's just check our production tab real quick. So many upgrades. We've lost 50 manpower this session or so. Well, more like 35 actually. We're gaining 56 a month, so that's reasonable losses for the time frame. We've made significant gains on the Russian front. We've captured Leningrad. We are looking good in the Pacific. I hope Japan has enough of a fleet to help, you know, to crush the US. We'll see. Where am I losing all these combats? Oh, we're losing a fight here, but we have reinforcements. That's okay. Actually, attack there just to try to slow that down. We'll see if that helps. It's fine. Attack there to leave that front. And finally, this battle here, which we will reinforce from here. Bring in a tank brigade from the flank. And that should end those combats pretty good. You see, bam, bam. Yep, and ended all those negative combats. So remember, this is why I like having smaller, high combat or low combat width units. I'm able to reinforce almost any time, and the units reinforcing always have good organization. The one thing I have been really poor about is moving up my bombers. Something that's very easy to forget to do. So I have TAC bombers all the way down here. We're going to move them up now. Get them back into the fray. But alright, not bad. Another session down the drain. Lot of progress in Russia. We are halfway to the capital. Russia's at 41% surrender progress. But looking good. We still have 6 months until the USA gets in the war, and then even then, as long as we don't get bogged down too hard, I mean, my Western Front doesn't look terrible. We have a ton of units producing, though they're a little delayed right now because of our upgrade situation. But other than that, we're looking good, guys. See you next time, and we'll see how far we can get towards Moscow. Alright, thank you.